Somebody come on. Yeah, hey, I have a shot, please, from, yeah. You, go ahead, miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Deputy, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, I'm ready if you are.
We're getting everybody lined up for you. Good morning.
Good morning, all right. Well, just let me know when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Don't go past it, we gotta go through it. I don't think I hand watch I see from the judge online. Online, the free by free. Right on the side next to it. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, like this. You wanna see that? That's all right, another little.
Are you all ready, deputies?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
All right. All right, good morning, everyone. It is approximately 11:02 a.m. here this morning. My name is Judge Marcus Thorpe. I'm one of the associate magistrate judges here in Clayton County. And this morning is your first appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go through this, if you are having trouble hearing, please let me know, as there are a few things that I will need to go over with you prior as well as during this calendar. Please listen carefully, as it will help you better understand the nature and purpose of today's proceeding. First, I am not here to try your case, take a plea, or have any legal discussions with you about the specific facts of your case. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of what you've been charged with, advise you of certain rights, set bond on those offenses which the court is authorized to set bond on, schedule a preliminary hearing, and then also to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have the right to remain silent. Today's hearing is being recorded live on YouTube. Not only myself, but the deputies as well as other individuals around you. Depending on what you say, you may make us witnesses to your case. So I say that to say that please be careful. Again, this is not your trial to advise me of any legal defense you have. Even if you believe that you are not guilty, that is something for you to save for your attorney. Now, during this and other proceedings, in addition to the right to remain silent, you have the right to the presumption of innocence, to an indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, and the right to offer evidence and testify yourself if you so choose. You each have a right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford one, I will consider appointing you for one. And then lastly, those of you all who are not citizens, you want to consider speaking with an immigration attorney, as some of these charges may adversely affect you. Now, as I said, in addition to speaking to each and every one of you about the charges pending against you, we're also going to talk about bond this morning. Bond is the amount of money that you would pay pending the resolution of your case to get out of custody. There are three ways to make bond. You can make bond by paying cash, by using a commercial bonding company, or by using what is called a property bond. So as an example, if I tell you that your bond this morning is a simple battery and your bond is $6,000, if you wanted to use a cash bond, you would need to pay $6,000 in cash plus any additional fees that are charged by the sheriff. The sheriff will then hold that money until your case is closed, and then they will return it to you. However, if you don't have that full amount in bond, if you would like to use a bonding company instead, you would only be responsible for up to 15% of the bond. So if I tell you your bond is $6,000, you would be responsible for roughly about $750, $800. But the difference is you don't get the money returned to you. Lastly is what is called a property bond. A property bond is where either you or someone you know has 3 times the amount of the bond in equity in their home. So if you know someone who owns land, who owns a home, or if you yourself own the property, You can bring your deed to the property up to the sheriff's office, and the sheriff will hold it until your case is closed. Now, in addition to bond, as a part of that, there are also special conditions. Special conditions are those things that accompany the bond that require you not to do certain things. There are situations in which I will tell you, one, to either not go to a particular place, or two, not to speak to particular people. If I tell you not to speak to a particular person, please, ladies and gentlemen, please understand that you are to have no contact with that person. If I tell you not to go to a particular place, please, ladies and gentlemen, please understand that you are not to go to that particular place as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the thing I need you to understand most importantly, if I tell you not to go somewhere, please don't. If it is a place that you were living at prior to the incident occurring, please understand that if you make bond, you are only allowed to return to that incident location if you are with the sheriff and if it is within 10 days of your release. So, for example, if you're charged with simple battery, aggravated assault, and it allegedly happens at a place where you live, while this incident is pending, you are not allowed to return. I will tell you that here this morning. And then once I tell you that, please, ladies and gentlemen, do not return to that piece of property unless it's with the sheriff or your bond has been modified or your case is closed. Now, in addition to talking about special conditions, a few other things that I need you all to keep in mind. One, if the alleged victim would like to bond you out, they cannot. Two, please keep in mind that if you violate any of my bond conditions, you are subject to additional felony charges, such as aggravated stalking or influencing a witness, as well as an additional $20,000 in fines. Now, lastly, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I just want to talk to you all about what is called a preliminary hearing. If you are charged with a felony, you automatically, if you don't make bond, get what is called a preliminary hearing. It's where you are present, the judge is present, as well as your attorney, and they review the evidence against you to determine if there is enough evidence for your case to go to the prosecutor. If there is not, your case can be dismissed there. If you are charged with a felony, as I said, you'll automatically get that hearing. If you are charged with a misdemeanor, you do not. You have to ask me to go ahead and give it to you. And so for each of you all, when I tell you, if you are charged with misdemeanors only this morning, I will ask you, do you want a preliminary hearing? And you can either tell me yes, or you can tell me no. If you tell me yes, I will give you that new court date if you don't make bond. If you tell me no, you don't want it, we'll make your case go a little faster, and I'll send it directly to the prosecutor. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have everyone please raise your right hand. Do you all swear or affirm that the information that you'll provide here this morning during this hearing, as well as whatever you provided during the course of the court-appointed counsel, was the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God? And if that is the case, I need each of you to please say, I do. Yeah. All right, thank you. All right, good morning, Ms. Daya. Oh, can you hear me, Ms. Daya? You're on mute.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good morning. I think from what I saw, Ms. Daya, we just had one person. Is that correct, deputies?
Yes, and we got.
We're going to need a French interpreter. Okay. And who is the Spanish individual? Can we have him or her come to the front? And while we're waiting on this individual, Ms. Daya, do you swear or affirm that the information that you will translate here this morning, you will do so appropriately from English to Spanish and Spanish to English?
I do.
All right. And deputies, who am I speaking to, this individual?
Lopez.
Yes. Lopez, okay.
Axel Lopez.
All right. All right, Ms. Daya, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to Mr. Lopez.
Buenos días, señor López. Mi nombre es Deyanira Bermúdez y yo voy a ser su intérprete en la mañana de hoy.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Lopez. My name is Judge Thorpe.
Buenos días, señor López. Yo soy el juez Thorpe.
And I am here to advise you of what you've been charged with and to talk to you about bond, okay?
Y yo estoy acá para informarle de lo que se le acusa y hablar con usted con respecto a fianza.
Now, I need you to remember a few things here, sir. You have the right to remain silent.
Yo necesito que usted recuerde varias cosas, señor. Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio.
You have the right to a presumption of innocence.
Usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
You have the right to an indictment by grand jury or for a felony or by misdemeanor by accusation.
Usted tiene el derecho a la presentación de cargos por parte del gran jurado si son delitos graves o que se le formule una acusación si son delitos menores.
You have a right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Tiene el derecho de tener un juicio sin demora pública ante un jurado.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your own behalf.
Tiene el derecho de exigir la presencia de testigos para que testifiquen a su favor.
You have the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
You have the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
Usted tiene el derecho de testificar a su favor o de presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su defensa.
And lastly, sir, you have the right to an attorney.
Y finalmente, señor, usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado.
And sir, if you are not a U.S. citizen, please keep in mind that some of these charges may negatively affect your status, and so you may want to speak with an immigration attorney.
Y si usted no es ciudadano americano, señor, entienda que alguno de estos cargos podrían afectar de forma negativa su estatus migratorio, o sea que podría ser que usted quisiera hablar con un abogado.
All right, sir, if I could have you, Mr. Lopez, please raise your right hand.
Si pudiera, señor López, levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm that the information you'll provide this morning
¿Jura usted y afirma que la información que usted va a dar en la mañana de hoy
is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
es la verdad y nada más que la verdad, lo jura ante Dios?
And if so, say I do.
Y si así es, diga lo juro.
Lo juro.
I do swear.
All right, so Mr. Lopez, you are charged with 1 count of speeding and 1 count of driving without a license.
Señor López, a usted se le imputa un cargo de conducir a exceso de velocidad y un cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir.
Okay. Are you working right now, sir?
¿Está usted trabajando en estos momentos, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
And how much money do you earn per month?
¿Y cuánto gana usted por mes?
1,500.
$1,500?
¿O por mes? Ya. O 3,000.
Oh, per month? 3,000.
Okay. Do you have any children?
¿Tiene usted niños?
Yeah.
And how many?
¿Cuántos?
Uno.
One.
Okay. All right, sir. So I am going to release you this morning, but that does not mean your case is over. So please make sure we have a good address to send you your new court date.
Ok, señor. Yo lo voy a poner en libertad en la mañana de hoy. Esto no significa que su caso ya se cerró. O sea que, por favor, denos una dirección válida para poder enviarle su citatorio, informándole cuándo va a hacer su cita judicial.
And Mr. Lopez, based on the information you provided, you do not qualify for an attorney, so you will have to hire your own if you so desire.
Y señor López, basado en la información suministrada, usted no califica para un abogado de oficio, o sea que usted tendría que contratarse su propio abogado si usted así lo desea.
Right? All right, sir. Unless you have any questions for me, the only other thing is the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign, and they will release you later today.
Ok, señor. A menos que usted tenga alguna otra cosa para mí, los alguaciles le van a entregar un documento para que usted lo firme y lo van a poner en libertad más tarde en el día de hoy.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Your Honor.
Gracias, señor.
We have one more. He understand a little bit of English, but not all the way. So he want to know if he can use the interpreter as well.
Yes, and who is that?
Come on, tell me your name.
Hey, sir. How are you? My name is Fabian Giuliani.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Giuliani, you are charged with 1 count of driving without a license and 1 count of ag light violation.
Yeah.
Señor Giuliani, a usted se le imputa el cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir y una infracción de las luces de las placas.
I have reviewed your information and you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Yo he revisado su información y usted no califica o no reúne los requisitos para asignarle un abogado de oficio.
However, I am going to go ahead and release you this morning. And so the deputies will have a document for you to sign. And once you sign that document, sir, you're free to go today.
Okay.
Y sin embargo, yo lo voy a poner en libertad en la mañana de hoy. Los alguaciles van a tener un documento para que usted lo firme y después de eso lo van a poner en libertad.
All right.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Buena
So,
suerte, señor.
with the bonding payment, so I have to pay like right now, or when I realize I can pay it in cash or like in a bonding companies.
No, sir, I'm releasing you, so you don't have to pay anything.
Sure.
No, señor, lo estoy poniendo en libertad, o sea que no tiene que pagar nada.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. But sir, your case is not over, so please make sure you watch out for the mail for your new court date.
Yeah, I know, sir. I know. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Day, I believe that's all we have.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, deputies, as to Jots, I'm showing Dallas, Mitchell, and Moon are first.
The other guy who speak French.
We're gonna do him last, because I'm gonna have to call for the interpreter.
Wait, go back to him, call him.
And actually, deputy, I'm gonna go get that. We're still gonna do him last, but give me 2 minutes here. Give me
Yes,
Just go ahead.
Dallas first.
Dallas, Mitchell, and Moon, and just give me 2 minutes to get the information for the interpreter, but we're gonna do him last.
Yes, sir.
And then Ross. You understand? Yeah. Y'all can sit down.
Yeah. English now?
Yeah. They going.
I'm just playing.
All right, deputy, I'm ready. Hello? All right, and are you Miss Dallas?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Dallas, you are charged with 1 count of obstruction of an officer, 1 count of simple battery on a law enforcement officer. Ma'am, those are both misdemeanors. And so as I mentioned earlier, you have a right to that preliminary hearing, ma'am, or you can waive that hearing. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
Have it.
All right, so ma'am, because you've chosen to request that hearing.
Wait,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. This is my first time. I really don't know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and set the hearing for you, just to make sure then, since your first time. But a preliminary hearing, as I said earlier, ma'am, is a hearing where you are present, the judge is present, as well as your attorney, where then they would review the evidence that we being the police have against you, and determine if there is enough to go forward against you. If they say that there is not, your case can be dismissed unless it is brought back later. But since I know there's a little bit of confusion, I'm gonna go ahead and set it. So your next court date, ma'am, if you don't make your bond I'm gonna give you, is gonna be December 31st at 8:30 a.m. And that's gonna be via Zoom. Again, that's December 31st, 8:30 a.m. and that's via Zoom. Now, as to your bond here, Your total bond is $5,000. For each charge, 2,500 apiece. So 2,500 for the obstruction and 2,500 for the simple battery on law enforcement officer. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Good luck to you. All right, should be Mitchell, Moon, and then Scott.
Mitchell.
Okay, what's, come here, ma'am. What's wrong?
All right, are you Miss Mitchell?
I am. So you didn't tell me.
All right, Miss Mitchell, you are charged with 1 felony count of aggravated assault and 1 felony count of terroristic threat. Ma'am, because these are felonies, I am gonna go ahead and set your preliminary hearing date, ma'am. Your preliminary hearing date, should you not make your bond, is going to be December 30th, and that's at 8:30 a.m. And again, that's via Zoom. Again, that's December 30th, and that's 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Now, you do have special conditions, ma'am, on your bond. Your bond, first of all, you're on a no bond here today. So I'm not gonna be able to give you bond. And so you're gonna have a second court date of January 10th, and that's also gonna be at 8:30 a.m., and that's also gonna be via Zoom. And that's where they can reconsider your bond. Now, as to the special condition, you are to stay away from the alleged victims, Lauren and Margie Rourke, R-O-U-R-K. I understand you may not know them, but I am gonna put that in place. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Now, I've reviewed the information that you provided here this morning, so I am gonna go ahead and appoint you an attorney free of charge. Do you understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Do you have any other questions of me?
I didn't know my charges were felony charges. They told me they were misdemeanors. So there's no way I can get a bond today.
No, ma'am.
So there's no way I can get out of jail today at all.
No, ma'am. You will be in jail for the next 30 days at a minimum. All right. Ms. Moon, and then Ms. Scott, and then I think we have a few females off jobs. Are you Ms. Moon?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Moon, you are charged with 1 count of DUI, 1 count of suspended license, 1 count of failure to meet registration requirements, no proof of insurance, 2 counts of terroristic threats, and failure to register your vehicle, and use of a license plate to conceal identity. I have reviewed, ma'am, the charges against you. Just to let you know, I am dismissing the 2 counts of terroristic threat. Now, let me be clear, ma'am, it doesn't mean that those counts won't come back, but as of right now, there were some deficiencies in which the way that they were done. And so for today's purposes, they are gone away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, these are misdemeanors, ma'am, which means you have the right to that preliminary hearing I spoke of, or you can waive your right to that hearing. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it?
I'll waive it.
All right, ma'am, so I'm gonna show that you are waiving your right to your hearing. And so what's gonna happen after you and I are done speaking, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign. Now, as to your bond amount, ma'am, the bond for the DUI is $5,000, for the suspended license, $1,500, registration, $500, no proof of insurance, $500, and failure to register a vehicle, $500, use of a license plate to conceal identity, $500, driving under the influence, child endangerment, $7,500. And so your total bond, ma'am, is $16,000. Do you understand that?
16,000?
$16,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything for me, ma'am?
Can I do a percentage bond?
Well, that would be up to you in contacting the bonding company. So you won't do that through me. You or someone you know will have to contact the bonding company.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And are you Ms. Scott?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Scott here, you are charged here by law enforcement officers with 1 count of DUI and 1 count of improper turn. Ma'am, those are both misdemeanors. Let me ask you first, are you currently working, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And how much do you make per month?
4,000.
All right. Now, I also, because these are misdemeanors, ma'am, you have a right to that preliminary hearing that I mentioned earlier, or you can waive that right to the hearing. Would you like me to set the date, or would you like to waive your right?
That's how I work with them.
Wait, wait, I don't know.
So I'm gonna go ahead, here's what I'm gonna do, to protect you, I'm gonna set the date, and let me go over it again.
Okay.
Because you
prelim-
cut out when you was saying that part, you cut out, and so
Okay.
we kind of got lost.
So yeah, I'll go over it with you again, no problem. So a preliminary hearing date is where you're present, the judge is present, as well as the police. And the police are required to go over the evidence that they have against you to determine if there's enough evidence for your case to go forward to the prosecutor. If there is not enough evidence, your case can be dismissed. Doesn't mean it won't come back, but they will dismiss it for the time being. I went ahead and just set that date for you. Now, for you, the only way you would get that hearing is if you don't make your bond, okay? So if you're still in there 30 days from today, then you'll get that hearing. So your hearing is going to be on the 31st of December at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And your bond, ma'am, so that you know that, as to the DUI is $2,500, as to the improper tires is $500 for a total of $3,000. I have also reviewed the information that you provided to us, ma'am. You do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and so you will have to hire your own if you so choose, ma'am. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, anything else I can answer for you, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you. I see at least a Kenya Ross I saw as a female. Are you Miss Ross?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Ross, you are charged with 1 count of simple battery, ma'am. That is a misdemeanor. I see here that you are not working. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I will appoint you a lawyer free of charge. I spoke earlier about the preliminary hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive that hearing?
Waive it.
All right, so I am going to show you are waiving your hearing. So the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign here this morning when you and I are done. Now, as to your bond on the 1 count of simple battery is $2,500. You do have special conditions, ma'am, and they are to stay away from Victoria's sign as well as Gigi's house, 7147 Jonesboro Road. Now, I understand why you're there and I understand what that is, but you do have to stay away from there until either your bond is modified or your case is closed. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am. All right. Are there any more females, deputy?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, so going back on dots, first up, I have, this is Rodney Adams, then it should be Noel Henry, and then Holmes Patrick or Patrick Holmes.
Patrick Holmes.
Okay, so Adams, Henry, and Holmes. All right, are you Mr. Adams?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Adams, you are charged here with 1 count of driving with an expired license, giving false information to a law enforcement officer, failure to carry a license, and improper display of a license plate, sir. Those are all misdemeanors, which means you have a right to a preliminary hearing, sir, or you have the right to waive it. Now, in your case, because of my review of the information you provided, I'm going to go ahead and release you this morning. So once you and I are done, sir, you'll have a piece of paper that the deputies will need for you to sign. And once you sign that piece of paper, sir, you'll be free to go here this morning, okay?
Right.
Or probably later this afternoon. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Sound right over here from. Y'all can step up if you want to.
And are you is it Mr. Henry?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get your paperwork here. All right, so Mr. Henry, you are charged here with 1 count of driving with an expired license, 1 count of giving false information to a law enforcement officer, 1 count of failure to carry a license, and 1 count of improper display. Oh, excuse me. My apologies, sir. My computer acted up here. Mr. Henry, you are charged, with 1 count felony burglary in the 1st degree. Because you are charged with a felony, sir, your preliminary hearing, should you not make your bond, is going to be December 30th, and that's going to be at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's December 30th, that's 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir? Is that yes?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Now, because you are charged with a felony, sir, as I told you, you're going to get a preliminary hearing date. Your bond for this, I'm going to tell you that also, is $50,000. Do you understand that? Sir, do you hear me?
For the burglary?
Yes, it's $50,000. And then you also have a special condition, sir, that is to stay away from where this allegedly occurred, and that's 713 Woodland Drive. Do you understand that?
Sir, I was.
All right, do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, sir.
What can I answer for you?
So there's no way I'd be able to do a signature by?
Absolutely not.
That's okay.
Absolutely not. Now, I understand that you had the second case too. Is that correct, Mr. Henry?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. So I have you for a second one here, and we're gonna go over that one as well.
They excuse me.
I'm sorry?
They both is together. They just booked me like twice yesterday. They all supposed to be together. They don't supposed to be like separate charges. They just
Okay.
they
So I will let the prosecutors change that. I don't have the authority to change that in your system. So for right now, we'll just treat them as separate, okay?
okay.
So let me tell you, on this one, you are charged with 1 count of theft by taking, 1 count of financial transaction card theft, and 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. Those are also felonies, sir. On that date that we already talked about, you're going to have a second preliminary hearing, also December 30th at 8:30 a.m. Now, on that case, I'm going to give you your bond on that one. The theft is $3,500, financial transaction cards $6,500, criminal damage $3,000. So your total bond on that case is $13,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me about anything, sir?
No, sir.
All right, and for both cases, sir, I have appointed you a lawyer free of charge, so you will get a lawyer to assist you on your cases, okay? All right, sir, good luck to you. All right, sir, and are you Mr. Holmes, is that correct? Or Patrick, is it?
It's Petrol.
Okay, and then deputies after that, I have Pride, Cooks, and Willis. Again, that's Pride, Cooks, and Willis. All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of criminal trespass as a misdemeanor, which means you have a right to the preliminary hearing I spoke of earlier, sir, or you can waive that right to that preliminary hearing. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it?
May I ask you what it means to waive? Like what that does to my process if I waive it?
If you waive the hearing, that means I'll skip it and I'll send your case on up to the prosecutor, which means it may move a little faster.
All right, I'm willing to waive it.
All right, sir. So I'm going to show that you would like me to waive your preliminary hearing. And so what that means is, Mr. Holmes, after you and I are done speaking about your bond, then the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign. Now, as it relates to your bond, sir, your bond is $2,500. You also have special conditions, and those are to stay away from Diamond Dallas, the alleged victim, as well as also to stay away from the address of 3384 Mount Zion. Now, I understand that's a place you may have been living, sir, but please keep in mind what I said earlier. If it was, while your case is pending, you are not permitted to go back there. So if you need anything, you can only go when you are accompanied by the deputies. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you, sir?
Okay, so with my second thing, they said I had a outstanding ticket, a warrant for a ticket. I want to know how I can pay that off.
Okay, so that is separate from this. And so I would tell you, I've given you a lawyer free of charge. That would be something for you and your lawyer to talk about, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, sir, and are you Mr. Pride?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, Mr. Pride. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. Mr. Pride, you were charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence, 1 count of hindering an emergency telephone call, and 1 count of criminal trespass. Those are all misdemeanors, sir. Now it says here you're earning about $8,500 a month. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own. As it relates to a preliminary hearing, because you are charged with misdemeanors, would you like me to set that hearing date, or would you like to waive that hearing date?
Set the hearing date.
All right, sir. So should you not make your bond in the next month, your next court date will be December 31st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that will be December 31st, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, the simple battery is $2,500, hindering a call, $2,500, criminal trespass is also $2,500 for a total bond of $7,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you do have special conditions that I mentioned earlier. So you're gonna have to stay away from Deja Millsap, the alleged victim, as well as the address of 1071 Lost Court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions I can answer for you, sir?
How do I get a signature like bond?
You do not qualify for one.
Okay. So I
All right.
have
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Patrick Holmes, I got another question for you.
Okay, you can put him back on screen.
Excuse me, I'm trying to figure out how soon I can get to a point of paying my bond. Like,
That's for the sheriff. You gotta speak with them about it. That's outside my purview.
okay,
I don't handle that.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Now I'll go back to.
Please, next up should be Tooks, T-O-O-K-E-S, Willis and Wright. Tooks, Willis and Wright. Are you Mr. Tooks?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Tooks, you are charged here with one count of driving with a license. You are charged with, without a license, excuse me, one count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, open container, reckless driving, and felony fleeing. So let me say this, Mr. Tooks, I reviewed your information here this morning. There are several things that concern me as to the way that your warrant was drafted. And so because of that, sir, I have dismissed several counts. I dismissed the license, I dismissed the firearm, and I dismissed the open container. So you're only facing misdemeanor reckless and misdemeanor fleeing and attempting to elude. Because these are misdemeanors, sir, you have a right to the preliminary hearing I spoke of, or you can waive your right to the hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it, sir?
You wouldn't mind explaining to me that one more time? I forgot what it meant.
Preliminary hearing is where you are present, the judge and the police are present to go over the facts of your case to determine if there is enough evidence to move forward on your case. If there is not, your case can be dismissed. Doesn't mean it doesn't come back, but it gets dismissed for that day. If you choose to waive the hearing, however, it moves a little faster and I'll send it directly up to the prosecutor. So would you like to have the hearing or waive it, sir?
So you said if I have a hearing today, I'll be,
It won't be till today. It'll be 30 days from now if you don't bond out.
so I'll be able to get a bond today if I do the first choice?
No. So let me do this. I'm giving you a bond either way. So I'm gonna go ahead. Let me set the hearing, sir, because I don't want to confuse you. This hearing is only if you want the judge and the police to consider whether or not there's enough evidence to go forward. I set it for you. So your bond, sir, is going to be, let me tell you your bond, and I'm gonna give you that court date. Your bond for the reckless driving is $2,500. For the fleeing, it's $5,000. Your total bond is $7,500. You will only have the hearing we just spoke of, the preliminary hearing where they'll review your case, if you don't bond out, okay? Does that make sense, Mr. Tooks?
I still just woke up, so I'm trying to think for real. I can't think right now.
I got you. Let me ask you, Mr. Tooks, were you working?
No, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a court-appointed lawyer for free here too. So again, you got a lawyer for free. You only are gonna go forward right now with reckless driving and a misdemeanor fleeing. Your total bond is $7,500. If you don't bond out in the next 30 days, your next court date will be December 31st at 8:30 a.m. and that will be via Zoom, okay?
Okay, yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you.
Yeah, have a great day.
All right, and are you Mr. Willis?
Yes, baby.
All right, give me 1 second.
Oh, boy.
All right, so Mr. Willis, you are charged with one kind of misdemeanor loitering or prowling, sir. I've reviewed the information here that you provided, so I am gonna just go ahead and release you. Doesn't mean your case is dismissed, but you'll get released here today. Do you understand that?
All right.
Are you currently working, sir?
Yeah, I'll be working still. I was gonna be working on,
How much are you earning per month?
what's up?
How much do you earn per month?
I was gonna be earning per month. They was gonna pay like $20 an hour.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a lawyer free of charge here, sir. So the deputies are gonna have a piece of paper for you to sign. Once you sign that paper, they're gonna release you later today. And make sure, the only thing I ask of you is that you give them a good address. So in case they need to locate you to send you your next court date, they can do so via the mail, okay?
Don't worry about the court. Don't worry about the court, man. I ain't worried about it. Just let it go. Don't worry about it.
Well, you got court either way, sir, so please keep an eye out in the mail. Good luck to you.
Come on.
All right, next up should be Mr. Wright.
Are you saying?
Are you Mr. Wright?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. Mr. Wright, you were charged with 1 count of felony aggravated assault, 1 count of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. Those are both felonies, sir. Your next court date, because if you're not going to get a bond here today, sir, so your next court date is going to be October 30th, not October, December 30th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via
So I'm
Zoom.
not gonna get a bond.
You are not, sir,
And can you explain to me why not?
because I made the decision based on these horrific facts not to give you one. You are alleged to have committed a pretty bad act. Based on that, I believe it is necessary that you sit in custody.
Yes, sir.
Now, your next court date, sir, is going to be December 30th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom for your preliminary hearing. After that, your following court date is going to be January 10th, also at 8:30 a.m. And that's also going to be via Zoom where they can reconsider your bond. Now, if at some point, sir, you do get a bond, your special conditions, you do have some, and though they are to stay away from Amari Wright and to stay away from the address of 228 Morrow Road. Do you understand that?
Excuse me?
You're to stay away from Amari Wright and stay away from 228 Morrow Road.
Okay, well, the second one, that's why I live at. She was living with me at the time. She doesn't live with me anymore. That's why I stay.
Did you hear what I said earlier, sir? If that's somewhere that you live, unless it is modified by a judge or your lawyer, you are only allowed at that address when you are accompanied by a sheriff. Otherwise, you are to stay away. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I was just saying she doesn't live there.
Mr. Wright, I do not care.
Yes, sir.
You stay away from that property. Mr. Wright, are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
How much do you earn per month?
I think like 3,000 a month.
Do you have any children?
Yes,
How many?
I have 3. Amari Wright, one of them.
Sir, based on the information you provided to me, you do not qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, sir, this morning. And so okay, that's fine. You will have to hire your own lawyer for your case, which I said it sounds like you have based on what you just said. Other than that, sir, do you have any other questions of me? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Fine. Oh, yeah.
All right, so we should be, I think, off jots now.
Yes, Sean, and that's it.
I don't have, did Mr. Bartholomew or Bartholomew, did he bond out?
I'm here.
I don't know, this is him, but I don't have a,
He's not
court-
on just though.
no, I'm off jots, but I don't have a court-appointed sheet for him.
We passed one.
Give me 1 second, let me look through them
You fill out
again.
that sheet.
I
The sheet
did.
I gave you, right? You
I
filled it
did.
out. Yeah.
I see it, I see it,
Yeah.
see it here. All right, so,
These are my personal numbers.
all right, so, sir, here you go. So, Mr. Bartholomew, you are charged with 1 count of terroristic threat as a misdemeanor. Because it's a misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to a preliminary hearing or you have the right to waive that hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it?
I heard if I waive it, it'll be faster.
Correct, sir. All right, so I will put that you are waiving that hearing. And so once you and I are done speaking, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign, okay?
What's that pertaining to?
That's the waiver, just saying that you agreed to waive your hearing this morning. That's the paper they're gonna have you sign, okay?
This all be dismissed then.
No, sir, I'm not dismissing it. That's just to waive your hearing. That's not dismissing anything. I am gonna give you a court-appointed attorney here this morning, sir. And as to your bond amount in this case is gonna be $5,000. Do you understand that?
Okay.
All right, sir, then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you.
And I also would like to know, for the suspension for the Marta, how much would that be?
That there is no suspension, sir. I don't know what this is just 1 count of terroristic threat. There's no suspension. I think you're talking about something else.
Okay, and can I call somebody to pay the bond? Because all my family is not out here. I'm only here by myself in this.
That will be through the sheriff. The sheriff will assist you there.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, next up should be Mr. Burks. I think I've got Burks, Hector, and Hampton. Are you Mr. Burks?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Burks, you are charged here with 1 count of criminal trespass, 1 count of theft by shoplifting. Those are both misdemeanors, sir. The trespass carries a bond of $3,500 and the shoplifting $1,500 for a total of $5,000. You do have a special condition, sir, and that's to stay away from the place where you were arrested. 8805 Terra Boulevard. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes, that's a yes.
Okay, now, sir, these are both misdemeanors, so you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like me to set the hearing date or waive it?
Waive.
All right, so I am showing you would like me to waive your hearing. And so because of that, sir, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign. And then once you sign that piece of paper, sir, that'll be all I got for you this morning. Good luck to you.
Okay.
Next up. All right, are you Mr. Hampton?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me 1 second, Mr. Hampton.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Hampton, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, sir. That is a felony. Because you are charged with a felony, we've reviewed your bond and reviewed the information. I am unfortunately going to put you on a no bond here today, so that means you will have no bond and will have to remain in custody for at least the next 30 days pending your next court date. Your 2 court dates coming up. The first one is going to be December 30th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that's December 30th. That's 8:30 a.m. That's via Zoom. The second court date will be a bond hearing to reconsider your bond. That'll be January 10th at 8:30 a.m. That'll be via Zoom. Again, that's January 10th, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, you're on a no bond as of today. You do have special conditions if and when you get a bond. They are to stay away from Kevin Hill and Lakeisha Stuckey, whom you were living with, and the address of 5502 Luther Court. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, I've reviewed the other information that you provided to us, sir, and based on the information you provided, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so if you desire an attorney to assist you on your case, you will have to hire your own. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Good luck to you.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Preliminary hearing.
December 30th, 8:30 a.m.
Okay, December 30th. You said
Yes, sir.
January 12th, correct?
January 10th is for your bond hearing.
Yes, sir. All right, January 10th.
Yes, sir. December 30th, prelim, January 10th, bond. December 30th and January 10th.
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Once I see it.
All right. Should be Mr. Hector and then Mr. Massey. Are you Mr. Hector?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Hector, you are charged here with 1 count of misdemeanor simple battery family violence and 1 count of felony criminal damage to the 2nd degree. Now, because you are charged with a felony, sir, you automatically get a preliminary hearing should you not make your bond. That hearing date, if you don't bond out, will be December 30th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that's December 30th, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, you do have a bond, as I said. Your bond for the simple battery will be $2,500. For the criminal damage, that will be $3,000 for a total bond of $5,500. You do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from Celicia Hurst, as well as the address of 213 Brookview Drive. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, and as I said to the other gentleman, I know that that may have been a place you were allegedly living. Please understand you are not allowed to return there unless your case is closed, your bond is modified, or you're with the sheriff to escort you to get some items that belong to you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Unless you have any questions for me, sir, that's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck.
How effective is the bond ready to be paid now? Like as soon as I get back to myself?
Not soon. I mean, you would need to contact a bonding company. So I would say reach out to them or have someone reach out. You could probably get it done the next 24 hours.
Thank you.
All right, next up should be Massey. Then I have Nadai and then Obonyo.
Good morning, yours.
Good morning, Mr. Massey. Mr. Massey, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. That is a misdemeanor, sir. So you have a right to the preliminary hearing, or you can waive your right to your preliminary hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it, sir?
Well, I guess I'll have it. Yes,
Okay, so your preliminary hearing will only happen, sir, if you don't make the bond that I'm gonna give you in the next 30 days. Are you currently working, sir?
I'm disabled. I'm disabled.
Okay, so I am gonna appoint you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge, so you won't have to pay for your lawyer. Now, again, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500, sir. You do have special conditions, and those conditions are you're gonna have to stay away from the area where you allegedly were arrested. 4552 Old Dixie Road. Again, that's 4552 Old Dixie Road. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Do you have any questions for me about anything, sir?
No, sir. That's
All right, sir. Well, then that's all I have for you this morning, sir. Good luck to you. It should be, and are you Mr. Nadai?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. You're charged with 1 count of battery.
That's
Oh,
not him, Your Honor. That's
No,
the
sir.
French guy.
okay. What's your last name, sir?
Obonyo, sir.
Okay, Mr. Nadai is the French guy. Okay. All right, so Mr. Bonyo, you are charged with, let me get your stuff here. So you are charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana over an ounce. That is a felony, sir. And so as a result of that, should you not make your bond that I'm going to give you, you will have a preliminary hearing. Your preliminary hearing will be 30 days from today, December 30th. That's going to be 2024 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, sir?
You broke up a little bit, sir.
Are you working?
Oh, no, sir.
All right, so I am going to give you a lawyer free of charge. And then as to your bond, sir, your bond is $6,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions of me, sir?
Do I apply for a signature deal?
You do not.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you. All right, so it should be Mr. Theodore.
You come, go up there, though.
I'm sorry?
You come.
Okay. I've got Theodore, Thomas, Wiggins, and Wright. Oh, excuse me, Theodore, Thomas, Wiggins, and Williams. All right, are you Mr. Theodore? Are you Mr. Theodore?
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Theodore, you're charged with 1 count of loitering and prowling. Your bond amount, sir, is $1,000. Because this is a misdemeanor, sir, you have a right to the preliminary hearing we talked about earlier, or you can waive your right. Would you like to have your hearing or waive it, sir? Okay, so I will go ahead and set that court date for you. Are you working right now?
Yeah, yes and no. It's like seasonal work.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 2 things then. 1, your preliminary hearing, should you not make your bond, is going to be December 31st, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, so 30 days from today. I am going to give you a lawyer free of charge, so you'll have a lawyer to help you. And your bond is $1,000, okay?
Okay.
All right, any questions for me about anything, sir?
So that's my only charge is loitering?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Roundtree? What's he about medical?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Thomas. Are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, you are charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana over an ounce, possession with the intent to distribute, felony possession of a weapon, improper tag, tenant window, and drug-related object. Some of those are felonies, which means I'm going to give you a bond today, but should you not make that bond in 30 days, your next court date, sir, is going to be December 30th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that's going to be December 30th, 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I've reviewed the information that you provided, sir. You do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and so you will have to hire your own should you desire to have one. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond, sir, your bond amount as to the misdemeanor drugs to over an ounce is 6,000. As to the possession with the intent to distribute is 10,000. As to the felony weapon possession during the commission of a crime, 8,000. Improper tag is 500. Tenant window 500. Possession of drug-related objects 500. And so your total bond, sir, is $25,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Do you have any questions of me about anything?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. And are you Mr. Wiggins?
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Wiggins, you are charged with one count of unlawful removal of baggage as well as theft by taking and obstruction. The removal of baggage is a felony, sir. So should you not make the bond that I'm going to give you here shortly, you will have what is called a preliminary hearing. The preliminary hearing date will be 30 days from today, December 30th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, based on the information you provided this morning, sir, I am going to go ahead and appoint you a lawyer free of charge. So you will have a lawyer that will be able to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond on the removal felony is 3,000. As to the obstruction, 2,500. To the theft, 2,000. And so your total bond, sir, is $7,500. Do you understand that?
How may you repeat that, sir? It broke up a little bit.
Your total bond is 7,500. For the unlawful baggage, it's 3,000. Obstruction, 2,500, and the theft is 2,000 for a total of 7,500.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now you do have a special condition, and that is you're going to have to stay away from the Hartsfield Airport as well. So you are only allowed or permitted to return to the airport if you are there for work or for travel. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. You. I believe it should be Williams. All right, Mr. Williams, you are charged with one count of obstruction as a misdemeanor. Your bond amount, sir, is $2,500. Are you currently working, sir?
No, sir.
All right, so I will appoint you a lawyer free of charge. Now, because you are charged with misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to that preliminary hearing I spoke of, or you can waive your right to that hearing. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it?
I want to hear.
All right, so should you not make your bond, sir, your next hearing date is going to be, or court date will be December 31st at 8:30 a.m. and that'll be via Zoom. Again, that's December 31st, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, sir, on the one count of obstruction, your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, that's all I have for you. Good luck to you.
Have a nice day.
You too. All right, so that still leaves us with Mr. Najar.
Yes, sir, it's the last one.
All right, gentlemen, just give me a few moments here. I'm gonna call the language line, see if I can get somebody on the line.
Yes, sir. All right, just stand in your phone. They trying to get the interpreter, stand in your phone. Yeah, they get the interpreter. Okay.
that is charged with a criminal crime that I'll need you to interpret for, okay? All right, deputies, if we could have Mr. Nadai to the podium, please.
Yes, Your Honor, he's on it.
Okay. All right, and Madam Interpreter, while he's joining us, do you swear or affirm that you will promise to interpret appropriately from English to French and French to English? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay.
Well, you know what? Okay. Hold on.
I don't know where August, September, October, all this shit just flew by.
I know it's September was that. I was sure if it's September.
I'm not ready to be 34. I'm not ready.
After 25, bro, time just go.
Fast. I wonder if I can get on early on that Friday. No. 27, I don't know if you can the 20th or the 29th. Why didn't you take off? I requested it, but he hasn't. I wonder if I could just leave a little early on the 22nd, like I want to put my hair down. I didn't like. Yeah.
What do to it?
I don't know yet. I saw a few hairs online. Not a bottle.
I hope not.
Not
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to tell you about the judge.
Can you email?
Yeah. Okay. Since you're over CC4.
That's what I'm just about the late day, late.
I know one of the days you want to stay on, I was going to stay yesterday with me.
No, yeah, yes, that was, not this weekend, though.
Oh, there we go. All right, that was my fault too. All right, can you hear us, Madam Deputy?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Mr. Interpreter, can you try that again?
Waaw man maa lay dégg.
waaw léegi dama bëgg continuer en wolof wala français.
Wolof.
Okay, Your Honor, he stated that you're refusing native language and he would like to proceed, Wolof. And I am certified to interpret in Wolof Pablo, so we're going to continue in Wolof,
Okay.
not in French.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Would you tell Mr. Nadai that he is charged with 1 count of battery family violence as a misdemeanor?
Well, really tumal noonu mooy xuloo xeex. Waaw loolu nag ci ci àtte dëkk bi fii ñu koy woowee misdemeanor maanaam du tooñ bu garaaw noonu daal.
Now, your bond amount, sir, on this misdemeanor is $5,000.
léegi li nga xam ni moom lañ la teg ci dégg nga maam tooñ boobu ci tuumaal boobu noonu.
Waaw.
ñu ngi koy woowee waaw maanaam délit mineur la léegi délit mineur boobu pour caution bu lay teg $5,000 la.
Ñaata.
$5,000 $5,000.
5,000.
$5,000.
5,000 laa nga wax.
Wow.
And you can either pay that bond in cash or you can use a bonding company where you would only be responsible for 15% of that bond to get out while your case is pending.
am na ay compagnie yoo xam ni mën nañ la fayal maanaam léegi yow léegi 15% rek moom ngay fay léegi nag boo génnee nga def toog moom fay nànk nag.
li ngay wax laa déglu bu baax réseau bi mooy daw.
You can barely hear the connection is bad. I'm going to take that job.
Okay, go ahead.
Nee na $5,000 yooyu $5,000 bu dee am na ko ñu ko fay génn ñu ko fay ñu génnee la waaw boo génnee da ngay xaar sa procès ñëw nee na bu dee amoo $5,000 yooyu am na ay compagnie yoo xam ne ñu leen tuddee bonding compagnie ñooñu dañ leen di lebal pour ngeen fay après boo leen génnee en attendant seen procès yéen pour nga leen di fay nànk-nànk.
waaw moom yow léegi man dama bëggoon pour woo sama famille ñu fay ko parce que am naa famille bu nekk fii nii.
Okay. Your Honor, I would like to my family is here, so I can call my family for them to pay for it.
And so what will happen, sir, is they can pay that later today. But please understand that until your case is closed, you were to stay away from Ms. Bostic as well as the address where this happened.
Your Honor, can you spell out the name of the person your father name?
Bostic. B as in boy, O as in ox, S as in Sam, T as in tiger, I as in igloo, C as in cat.
Wow. Léegi après dinañ la may sa pare li ci kanam pour nga woo leen pour ñu fay ko tey pour nga mën a génn waaye leen dañ la wax boo génnee tamit kooku ñuy woowee ba nga xam ne moom moo la tuumaal kooku bu fa dem bu fa jege bu wax ak moom dégg nga.
D'accord man ngay gannaaw kooku di ma génne arme la def ma daw.
Your Honor,
Okay. All right, sir. Well, that's all I have for you. If you can make your bond, they will send your next court date to you. Otherwise, good luck to you.
dégguma li ngay wax de.
You can, Mr. Interpreter, go ahead and finish what you were saying. Oh. No, that's all for us. Since he knows the bond and what he's charged with, that's all I have, Mr. Interpreter. All right, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. All right, deputies, that's all I have for Mr. Nadine. He doesn't need to sign. And that should be everyone, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Set.